Good evening. My name is Maureen Power and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. My main objective is to hopefully remove people from their everyday stresses and to help you to develop your creativity through stamping. I do a number of things every month, one being the Facebook Live every Wednesday evening. There are going to be some changes with the new catalog that comes along in April. But right now, if you decide, and registration is on my webpage right now for different things. Registration is there for the SIP, for the scrapbooking, and for my retreat. That's an in-person retreat. That is March 6th to March 9th. And all the particulars are on my webpage, so you can certainly, or on my Facebook page, you can certainly go in there and look at it. My SIP, as it stands right now, if you want to take part in the March's SIP, I will do those cards from week to week in March, and at the end of the month you will get your cards. The SIP videos are put in a separate page on my Facebook so that you don't have to scroll down through everything in my regular page, okay? Right now, it's celebration time. So for every $75 or $150 that you spend, you are entitled to something free from the celebration catalog. If you don't have a catalog and you want one, reach out to me. However, I do have all of the links to all of the catalogs in my newsletter. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, all you have to do is go to my Facebook page, Stampin' Creations with Maureen P. And in there, under the featured tab, you will see the document that you have to fill out if you want to receive my newsletter. If at any point you decide you don't want the newsletter, there's an unsubscribe button in the very top. So all you have to do then is unsubscribe, okay? So, right now, the joining special is a really, really good special. If you join my team, you spend $135, no shipping, no taxes. You get $165 worth of product of your choice. Plus you get 2 sets. This is option 1. You can get, in addition to the $165, you can get 2 complete sets of our markers. Our markers come in bundles of 10, and you get them in a bundle of subtles, regals, neutrals, or brights. Okay, so you can get 2 of those. And there's a specific stamp set that you will get in conjunction with those markers. However, if you have markers and you don't, and that's not a really good deal for you because you already have your markers, you can add another $41 to your order and purchase what you want. These offers are only good to the end of February. Okay, so the celebration also ends at the end of February. Our mini catalog right now will go to the month of April. So at least that's a little bit longer. I do a number of things in the course of the month. I have a scrapbooking group where they get their tutorial online and they do it at their leisure. It's pictures and instructions with the tutorial. I also do a seniors group up at Alderwood Estates. And I do that the first Monday of every month, second Tuesday of every month, or the second Sunday, depending on the time of year. Because in the winter months, I do it on a Sunday afternoon so that nobody's driving home in the dark. Okay, especially if there's weather. So Sunday afternoons is my club. To enter my club, you pay $30 a month. You have to spend $30 a month for a 6-month period. And you come and make cards at my place. I also have, I will be doing a team group on the third Thursday of every month, and that'll be keeping you up to date on what's going on with Stampin' Up! And probably doing a bit of a craft. And the scrapbooking, you get that the last Tuesday of every month. You will get your information, your tutorial, and then you just pick up your scrapbooking materials from me. And Wednesday evenings, I try to go live. Most Wednesday evenings, I do go live and do a card. demonstrator cards. So that's what I'm doing now tonight. And again, tonight I'm flying by the seat of my pants again. I don't have a card prepared. I'm finding now that there's so much pre-preparation that I'm trying to get away from it as much as I can when it comes to my Wednesday night zips. And so I may try to just design that card that afternoon, but I had company this afternoon. Thanks, Judy, for dropping by. And I had company this afternoon, so I didn't get down here to prep it. But I do have an idea in mind, so we'll see how it turns out. That's the best thing I can tell you. And what we're working with this tonight is, again, the changing leaves, okay? And that's a hybrid set. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm going to show you 2 of the cards that we've made with this set already. And then I'm also going to show you the cards that my club group made this particular month. So I'm going to turn the camera around. These are the 2 cards that we've made so far. This was week 1. So you can go back and look at how we made that. This is week 2. You can see a little bit of the glimmer from the Wink of Stella. So that's week 2. Now I'm going to show you the cards that we made in club this month. We usually make 3 cards. So this was 1, the second one, and the third one. Okay, so they're kind of like the type cards we make in our club. So this is the hybrid embossing folder. And when we say hybrid, here's the stamp set. When we say hybrid, it means that one of the dies fit into, like you can emboss with this, which is what we're going to do tonight, but we're also going to use this tonight. So you find this part here, and then you, with the cut side up, you turn this until it locks in. There it is. It's locked in there now. I can't move it. Okay? So, I'm going to do a number of things tonight. I'm going to use it both ways. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a piece of copper clay. And this is an 8.5 by 11, and I want it to fold portrait. So I'm going to turn it on this side, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. So that's half of 8.5. And that's our score blade. Then I want half of 11, which is 5.5, for my card base. So this will be another card base. So I'm going to take my bone folder and just jut the corners up there. Take my bone folder and give it a good crease. So the next layer that I want is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. And that is going to go right here. Okay, so I'm going to put that down right away. And like I said, I'm going by the seat of my pants tonight. I've got an idea. Hopefully I won't regret it. I'm really not 100% certain of these colors, but we'll see. That's what crafting is all about. Okay. Then I'm going to, so that was 4 by 5 1/4. So my next layer, this card's going to have a few layers, okay? My next layer is going to be using this material, this here, which is our oxidized Copper Specialty Designer paper. And that comes in 2 colors. I debated using the other color, but I kind of figured, let's see. No, I think I want this color. This one, the bottom one, is too much of the same color. So this one is going to be cut at 3 3/4 by 5. So that's the next one down from this, okay? So that's going to go there when I'm finished. And then we have 2 types of gold. We have and I'm sorry for the glare. We have the regular gold and we have what's called brush gold. Do you see the kind of lines in that? So I'm going to use the brushed gold. And this is 5 by 3 3/4. So I want this one to be 4 3/4 by 4, wait, no. What did I say? 4 3/4, and the other part was, it has to be 3 1/2. So we're going to go 3 1/2. So a bit of layers on this one, okay? And then that one is going to go there. Oh, wait now. No, that's not what I had planned. Forget that, scrap that. But this one will go there. Okay. Like I said, I'm going by the seat of my pants tonight. I can see that there's a few people watching, but I'm not getting anything again. So, I'm going to move this up. And my plan is to use my embossing folder to emboss this piece. I don't want to cut anything. I just want to emboss this piece. Now, guys, I have no idea how this is going to turn out, okay? And I think I want that to take in a bit of both of these leaves, okay? Where's my plates? Oh, here they are. Okay, so plate number 1, our embossing folder, because it's a 3D, and our gray plate number 4. Now, I don't know how well you can see that, but you see the embossing? So I'm going to put that aside. But now I want to use this one here to emboss and cut at the same time. Okay, so that is snug in there now. So I got to get my gold piece. So but what I want to emboss and cut is this part here. So I'm just going to lay this over that. As you can do a section, and you can see I'm going to get all of that. So I am going to, and always run your embossing folders in with the folded side first. If you don't, you may very well crack your folder in half, and then it's not usable at all. Okay, I'm going to get this machine out of the way first. And let's take this out, shall we? Ooh, I like that. See that? So I'm going to get rid of all these scraps. that aside. Now what I want to do, I've got this, but I want to put, I guess it would have been nicer to maybe have copper instead of gold. I also have this that I want to have on this as well. So the first thing I'm going to do, I want to have some of this going around to the back. So let's put a bit of tape. And put this across. You can't really see it that well though. Like I said, I'm kind of working on the side here. I am going to glue this down, but I'm going to use this glue here because I really want this part to stay down. I don't want it coming up. And I want you to all answer a question in the group. I am thinking of approaching, I've already approached actually, a Tim Hortons in Galway. I have to do the official letter first. I haven't got that done. But I plan to, once a month, go to Galway and do a class at Tim Hortons. It's basically for new people. I'm going to make, I think I'll make a bigger ribbon on this one. Anyway, I'm hoping to have a class once a month for simple cards at Tim Hortons in Galway. And it would be like probably, I don't know, maybe 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, probably around noon. And then that way people can come. There's your bow. People can come and have a lunch or just have a tea or whatever and make a card. So let me know if anybody in the group would think that would be a good idea and if you'd be interested in coming. All right, now, what did I do? Oh, there it is. So I want this, and I want this to kind of go in between right there. And then I'm going to pop up just the top part. This will keep the bottom part down. And I'm going to use a dimensional. Just on the top one. Because I want those leaves to be pretty flexible. See? And this is held down. And it's going to be held down more anyway. Because I'm going to take a glue dot. And I'm just going to pick that up, put it right, maybe I'll put 2 glue dots there because I want to make sure that mesh stays down as well. So I'll put it on both sides of that. And then I'm going to take my bow and press that down. And I also picked out some gems. What did I do with those? The gems that I picked out are the blooming pearls. So let's look at those. I can either go with the gold or the pretty peacock. And I think I'm going to go with the pretty peacock. So let's see. Put this one down here. Really, so there's the card. And there's your mesh ribbon. The mesh ribbon I can't really see that well on that card, but If you had it in person, you'll be able to see it. And like I said, I'm kind of thinking now, maybe a copper would have been better. But then again, I think the copper would have blended too much with the others. So it's not really probably one of my favorite cards, but at least it's one on the sly or on the fly. And probably the next time I make it, I'll make a few changes to it. But that's how you do your cards. You basically go with an idea, get your inspiration from Pinterest or wherever, go with an idea, and then you can tweak it afterwards. So the 3 cards that we've made so far with this set is card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, and we'll do another one next week. Now, there was something I was going to say. Oh, yes. I want to show you something if I remember where I put it. Just one second. This here is some templates. And these are your 2 main forms of cards. This is your portrait, 5.5 by 8.5. And this one is 4.25 by 11. It's still the same size, but because it opens this way, you cut it differently. So they're your 2 main ones. Then you have all of these different sizes. This is the most common one, 4 by 5.25 that you would put on your main piece. The next one is 3.75 by 5 with just a slim margin. 3.5 by 4.75. 3.25 by 4.5, 3 by 4.25, 2.75 by 4, 2.5 by 3.75, and then there's 2.25 by 3.5. Now you might say, what do I need all them for? If you're new to card making, sometimes it's nice to have these because you could decide then, okay, well, I want to see more of my white border. And I want to put this one at an angle, but I want to have something that fits into that too. So it just helps you to figure out your layout of your cards. Now, if somebody would like a set of these, I can certainly cut them for you. I don't know yet. I'll have to look at the cost to make them. It shouldn't be very much, but I could certainly make them for anybody who would like to have a set. So reach out to me. I'm thinking it might be maybe $5, maybe not. I don't know yet. I haven't really looked at. Okay, but if anybody would like a copy, reach out to me privately and I would certainly do a copy for you. And the reason they're all different colors is so that you can see it a little easier when you put them down on your cards. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around. So that's our card for this evening. If anybody has any questions or anything, private message me. And if you want to sign up for my newsletter, there's been a newsletter that just recently went out having to do with my March retreat. There are only 20 spots available. And there initially were 20 spots available. There may be 5 left. So reach out if anybody is interested in attending. Look at the newsletter first and see exactly what's involved. And reach out to me if you want to attend. Take care, everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by.